Hello! Hi! Welcome back to my channel, welcome back. Today, it's time to review Boku dake ga Inai Machi, episode 3. And guys, I can't handle this show. I can't. I have too many feels about this show. It deals with such hard topics. I don't know how to explain it. This show just deals with some really dark themes, but it's not too dark that you're completely depressed throughout it. There's moments in it where you're like, oh my god, this is so sad and like so depressing. But at the same time, there's also moments that make you smile. But overall, this show is just, I can't deal with it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. In this episode, I mean, all these episodes are pretty much going to be like the same. Satoru is just trying to figure out the mystery and he's doing his thing. Yeah, that's the episode and will be the episodes from now on. So first off, I'm just going to talk about how I love Kaio so much. Like, they're so young, they're like 11, but these kids are so mature and I just love Kaio because she's okay, we're just going to go ahead and skip right to the point. When Satoru found her in the shed and she was just there and she's like, don't look at me, and I'm like, my heart literally broke into a billion pieces. I cried. Yeah. And when Satoru got so worked up, he was so rattled, and when her mom came and she's like, oh, tell her what happened to you, and Kaio had to say, oh, I fell, and Satoru was so visibly shaken by the whole incident. Like, he was shaking because he was so mad. The show just evokes such strong feelings, and watching it, it's just such an intense experience to just watch this show. But yeah, when that whole situation happened, when it showed that Kaio's mom was pretty much like drowning her in the sink, I had a mini heart attack. Like, that's one of my biggest fears, being drowned. And if I was in that situation, I don't even know what I would have done. That was just a lot for me to handle, and it was just I can't explain this show. Like, I can't explain it the way it needs to be explained because it deserves so much more than my horrible explanation, but it just evokes such strong emotions, and this show is amazing because it evokes such strong emotions. For this show to be able to make me feel all these emotions, and I've said emotions like 20 billion times by now, but it's just this show does such an amazing job with what it's doing, showing these dark themes but still having positive moments within the show, and just overall whatever's happening just evoking emotion from you and getting the audience really sucked into the show because it's so captivating. And oh my gosh. So the episode starts off with the little ice race thing, and Kaio's like, oh, are you gonna beat him or something? And he's like, I'm gonna try my best. And he didn't. He backed out at the last minute and let the other guy win, and he realized that he made that same mistake before when he was a kid, and the other kid was not very happy. And also because of that, Kaio was not impressed. She's like, we're both fake and liars. So Satoru also narrows down the date, like the X date of the event where she gets abducted, to sometime between obviously where he is right now to her birthday, I think. He ends up going to Yashiro, his teacher's office, to go figure it out in like the student files, because he asked Kaio and she was not letting him know. And Yashiro told him, and Yashiro's in on this whole thing. He's like, oh, I know that she's been abused and blah blah blah, because later Satoru straight up goes up to Yashiro and he's like, she's being abused or something. But apparently he's known this whole time, and he's trying to get the Children Protective Services involved, but he hasn't yet. And Satoru's like, it's gonna be too late by the time he does. So Satoru's kind of just taking it all into his own hands. But he figures out that her birthday is March 1st? No, March 2nd, the same day as his. And then he figures out that X date is March 1st, so he has like 11 or so days before that he needs to figure everything out and save Kaio. Oh, we also see Yuki in this episode. Yuki arrives and Satoru and him hang out, and Satoru just talks about how he does think that Yuki is a good person and that he is innocent. So he also not only wants to save Kaio, but he also wants to prove that Yuki is innocent. As of like the future, Yuki is on death row, but Satoru wants to change that. Oh man, guys, Satoru, love him. This show has not only a good plot and story, it has great characters. When, what's her little miss in class is like, Kaio totally stole the money, it's all her, she's poor, blah 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 blah. And Satoru was so mad, he's like, shut up! And I'm like, oh, Satoru, yeah. And Kaio was so, she was like, oh no. And I would have punched her in the face. I was a little scared that he was gonna like slap her and something, and I'm like, that would be a little aggressive, but he didn't, so. And then, Kaio tells him about how her and like the other little troublemaker girl have not been friends for a while, and one time the troublemaker invited Kaio to her house, but only to brag about the Christmas tree. And Satoru is like, oh, we can go see a Christmas tree. And then they go on like a little hike, and it's so cute, and there's some red foxes, and they run around them, and then at the end, Kaio even smiles, and she looks so happy, and my heart just died because she looked so happy. And it was such a drastic change from like before, when you see her in the shed on the ground, like at her weakest moment, and then at the end you see her and she's actually happy. And like, this is the first time I think we see her smile. Like, we see her like blush before, I think, and we see her like neutral face, but I think this is the first time, like definitely the first time she smiled that much. And like, that moment just my heart. I do find the teacher sketchy though. There's something about him that seems off, and I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like he can't be the murderer, but at the same time there's something off about him. Also, Kenya, the little blonde guy that I liked before, at the end they show him and Sensei together, and like, I think some creepy music went on, but it just did not look right. Overall, I love this show. I feel like I've already ranted about it enough in this review, so I'm just gonna end this part by saying I love this show. This show is great. I'm excited for next week, so I hope you guys liked my review. If you did, you can always like, comment, and subscribe, because it really does mean a lot, and you guys are amazing and wonderful people, and thank you guys so much for watching, for commenting, for liking my videos, because you guys are amazing, and thank you guys so much. I make a bunch of videos a week, and bye!